What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. For today's video, we're going to be going over the legend set coin making method. It's highly requested, highly anticipated video because it's a very black and white, very easy to understand method. You probably need about 500,000 coins really to start to do this method because, well, each set is going to cost 200 to 300k, so you need about 500k. If you need a kind of a budget coin making method, I'm going to put the Team Builders 2 link in the description. You only need like 100k for that, and hopefully you can basically do that method from 100k to 300k. Then you come back to this video and you could start working on legend sets. So part one, and I'm very detailed when it comes to my coin making methods. I do things a certain way, I buy cards a certain way. So what you need to do is find 3 to 5 sets that are going to be profitable. Now, what do I mean by profitable? Well, how do I find a set that's going to be profitable? All you're going to want to do is individually look up through the set each of these mini versions of these cards. And well, I like to do this. I go on my phone, go on my notes, and I kind of write down each price, the base price each of these cards. Now, you're not buying these cards, so not how we buy cards, but you're going to note down what each price goes for of the different overalls. Now, you're going to add all those prices up, and then you're going to look at the Roger Craig and kind of the recent sales. And after tax, if you are to break even or make even 5 to 10k profit or more, of course more it's better, but if you break even or are 5 to 10k profit on the initial search, because you got to remember, these are just base prices of these cards. They're not necessarily discounts, they're not necessarily snipes. So the base prices of the card, if they all add up and you're breaking even, you're making profit. You know now when we go to the filter and we're sniping cards at 5 to 10k, that's where the profit is going to lie. So Keyshawn Johnson, for example, was kind of the card that I understood the most today. The prices kind of made sense. The card was going for about 330,000 coins, and on initial search, when I added up all the prices, it was costing about 290k to basically do the set right away, and he sold for 330k. So of course, after tax, that's going to be like 7 to 8k profit if I were to just buy the first search of the card up. So I know basically now when I go to the filter and I get 5 to 10k snipes on each individual card, well, that's where the profit is going to basically start rolling in. So one thing when it comes to buying cards is we do not want to do this. I put this on the screen for a reason. Do not do this. What aren't you going to do? Well, you're not going to individually look up each card through a set, because that wastes time. And well, you could be sitting there waiting 15 to 30 minutes for one card to basically show up on the auction house, let alone for a price you're willing to pay. That's a huge thing. You basically are going to want to set prices that you're willing to pay for each individual card. And well, if you're just looking up one card, you might be waiting 30 minutes for that card to actually show up on the block for your expected price. So now when it comes to sniping, I kind of have a process, the way I do this, what I like to call an entry-level snipe. Now, this is basically your ticket into a set to make more than, of course, break even or 10k profit, because we want to be making 20k, 30k plus on each set. So how we do this is an entry-level snipe, and this is where, yes, there's really a skill gap when it comes to the legend set method, because the more sets and the more prices of the mini versions you understand, the more basically card you can buy when it comes to entry-level snipes. You're going to want to do all offense, all defense. You're not going to want to individually look up one card. You're going to go all offense, all defense, because remember, you have 3 to 5 sets. Basically, you're looking for 3 to 5 of all these different overalls of these players, where if you see a 2, if you see a 3k snipe, that's it. You can buy these cards because, well, you know if you add up all their base versions, you're breaking even. If you now add if you take 3k off of each card, that's where you start to make profits. So that's where the skill guide comes in play. So for me, I found a 90 overall Keyshawn Johnson who originally went for 80k, found one for 60,000 coins. So that was my entry level snipe. Now after this, you kind of have multiple options. So option A is kind of, you're just surfing for more entry level snipes, and this is where the skill guide comes in. If you have a lot of coins, you can kind of multitask and do multiple sets at the same time. So you're gonna want to go all offense, all defense, just filter through the overalls, and well, if you see a certain card for a 5k, a 10k snipe, you know that's a snipe, you can just buy it, and well, now you have started to do that set. So now, after you got your entry level snipes, you probably got 9, let's say you got 9 to 10 entry level snipes, or if you don't have a lot of coins, you only have 1. For example, I only bought 1 Keyshawn Johnson. Now I'm going to want to go to option B, or part B of this, where it's individually looking up the cards. So of course, we're going to just look up Keyshawn Johnson, for example, and just filter through newest, and we're just going to keep refreshing over and over and over again. Remember, you have these prices in your phone set for each overall, to where if a card pops up, you kind of understand that, well, that's a 5k snipe, I'm going to want to buy. And well, of course, 5k times 5, for if you get a 5k snipe on each card, that's 25k you're saving. That's 25k profit, because we know it's break even at worst on these sets. So for the prices I kind of set for these cards, it was like 87 when I initially looked it up, was like 17,000 coins. So if I saw one for under 15k, I was buying. A 92 was going for like 135. If I saw one for under 130k, I was buying. And these are kind of all the bids I got on Keyshawn Johnson. It ended up basically being, I think it was 255,000 coins to complete the set. Of course, 27 plus 12 plus 126 plus 30, and then I think I needed one more. I needed the 89, or I can't really remember what Keyshawn Johnson I needed, but those are basically my bids. You're going to notice, and a lot of times when you're doing these sets, is you're going to buy multiple versions of the same card over and over again, because when you see a deal, basically, if I saw, let's say I saw 3 92s for 125k, I'm going to buy all 3 of those 92s, because I know that basically when I initially looked up, they were going for 140, so I know it's kind of a 15k discount on the set. So these are the prices that we initially looked up for Keyshawn Johnson: 140, 80, 30, 30, 15. It equaled up to about 290k, and these are the discounted prices I got Keyshawn Johnson at, right? We saved 14k, we saved 20k, didn't break it. We broke even on the 89, but we saved 3k, and then we saved 3k on the last 2, making an extra like 25 to 30k on this set. Now, when you look up the card and when you sell a card, selling a card is basically as important as buying a card, because you just sweated, you just grinded out in the auction house for probably 25 to 30 minutes. You were looking to save 2k on the 87, you're looking to save 5k on the 88. So when it comes to selling a card, we don't want to be lazy and basically sell a card and take away all the profit we just earned. So per example, 94 Keyshawn Johnson, 316k, 330k. Through MudGG, we saw that he was basically selling for 330,000 coins. So I'm not going to go list for 315 and basically take away 15k profit we earned through sniping all these mini versions. So I'm going to list Keyshawn Johnson for 327k. It's going to sell very fast. He's a meta player. You see on the recent sales, he's selling about once every like 5 minutes. So it's not going to take long for that card to sell. And well, after tax, we spent 255k, 295k after tax. That's 40k profit on Keyshawn Johnson. That took me about 20 minutes. And I think I do 2 or 3 Keyshawn Johnsons in about an hour span as I was trying to record this footage. 40k profit about on each, because once you basically do the first set, you understand what each kind of mini version goes for. Now, you basically on instinct, when a card pops up on all offense, you see a 92 Keyshawn Johnson for under 130, you're like, bang, I'm buying now. I've started basically another Keyshawn Johnson set. You're going to notice you might have 4, you might have 5 Keyshawn Johnsons in your binder waiting to sell. And another important thing: do not list the same card multiple times for the same price. Because for me, as a buyer, it's basically like, if I see 4 Keyshawn Johnsons up for 325k, I kind of understand that, well, he's not going to go above 325k. I'm going to wait for like a 315k snipe. Whereas if you have one up for 325 and the next one's 330k, a buyer is going to be more likely to buy that one 325k because they're like, well, it easily can go up to 330k. When you have 4 for 325, they're placing, and well, there's no way it's going to go past 325k. So that's kind of some notes as how I like to sell the cards. And really, here's kind of a brief overview of the legend set method. Top 5, no order, I'd say. There's so many sets that are profitable. Just go through, do the simple math, get the calculator out on your phone, and basically see if a set is profitable. Keyshawn Johnson, Joe Thomas, Roger Craig, Luke Kuechly, Richard Seymour. You always want to find kind of cards that go for significantly above their trading value. So a 92 overall Joe Thomas goes for like 140k, whereas a 92 on the market quick sells for basically the lowest 92 on the market is like 80k. And some other things: budget, you need 500k, evolve the method to suit you. You're going to find certain players you enjoy, and basically are you making more profit and you understand the market for them. For me, it was Keyshawn Johnson. Sell price, of course, is as important as buy price, and the best time to do this is Saturday or during a market crash. Of course, makes the most sense. Basically, the more plentiful snipes you can get, that's when the legend set method is the best. So hopefully this video was short, easy to understand. I try to make it as easy to understand as possible. If you have any questions, of course, put it in the comments below. Like if this video helped you, subscribe if you're new, you're enjoying the daily content. Link to the Discord, of course, will be in the description. And until the next video, peace.